Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another night of On the Pole Racing as we are here with the FMA Freedom Motorsports Alliance Regal Wrapz GT3 as we take on Road Atlanta tonight. Down here into the sections we go as we're seeing them come through off the corners. Got a big thing of S's here tonight. Try to figure out where we're at here on the track as they come here through turns 1 and 2. Up here through turn 3, Kyle Cam up here. Turn 4, or turn 5, sorry. There's a great shot of them coming up there through. Here we come to the turn of 5 exit. Cars skating on through it and possibly into that outside wall. 10 minutes of qualifying on their way as these drivers are making it through here, trying to figure out what the best camera angle can be here tonight for us to capture the best action at the GT3s here from Road Atlanta. I know we're looking to kind of partner with our new partner up here in the top corner. If we can possibly work things out, that is Track Cams. You can see their link down in the description. Unfortunately, I do not have their Road Atlanta set up yet. But if you were watching our previous stream, I didn't quite have it logged in enough for that one. But our previous stream was definitely Track Cams. Definitely some great camera work there from them. Now you work down here into the next corner. That hairpin down there, that looks to be corner number 1 as they come up there through the S-bends. Back down here at corner number 1. Then we got corner 2. Just trying to kind of lay out, get my bearings here. We got the one machine of Travis. No, that's Cody Brewer, sorry. Cody Brewer in the number 1. A nice group of cars here tonight for the GT3s. As the one there, Brewer is kind of off track. Takes it back, resets to the pits. Chase Matsko here in the 5. About halfway through, or I'm sorry, no, he's in 5th in the number 66 here tonight. And that Golf sponsored McLaren. I see right there, but I'll try to figure out. Okay, Ignacio out here in the number 207. Kind of missed him last week. As he works on down through off of the turns. He works there off of the corner. Heading down here towards corner number 1. Chase Matsko here in the 66, working his way on through the S's. The 1 back off track. Again, that's Cody Brewer up there. Interesting car there for Cody Brewer. The Barbie Corvette. There's Mark Nelson in the 86. Chase Metzko there again in the 66. As we got the times rolling in here. Travis Roberto with the best time with 1:19.507. Austin Hunt with a 1:19.629. Mark Nelson with a 1:19.643. And we saw another one up there into the fence back there in the one corner. We're looking here at Jamie MacArthur as he rolls down here. And that number 75 machine. There comes then the 9, Randy McCaney. Austin Hunt in that 15. Brad Garlett. There in the number 10. Currently, Garlett has a lap of 1:20.050. Graham Connolly has a 1:20.931. Bobby Watts has a 1:22.067. I would see Mark Nelson rolling on through here, back off of the corner. Whoa, hang on to it. Lap 45 got all kind of loose. That's Robert Milbrath. Now you're back up here to the 88 of Dylan Jacobs as he works up here through the S's. Down here through the corner, off of the corner, heading up here to the next 90-degree turn. Off track, spins it around. There's that Barbie machine driven by Cody Brewer. And he heads out of the final corner down here across the stripe. Brewer setting a time of 1:23.811. We'll see if he can pick up some time here in the next minute, but I don't think he's got enough. Well, he might not have enough time to make a decent lap here, so he might end up with that 1:23.811. Have to see how much he can push there in that number 1 Barbie machine. Right behind him is that number 10 of Brad Garlett. Garlett's trying to push on through here, trying to make up his time. He rolled down here into the next corner. Garlett kind of getting onto the brake as they head through the corner of the racetrack here. 2 90-degree turns. Al down the back, down that long straightaway. Mark Nelson showing off track. Matsko showing off track. Now we see Brewer here rolling down off of the corners. 9:58, there's the 10-minute mark. So unfortunately, I don't think their laps are going to count here as they come across the line. We'll have to wait and see, but I doubt it. And Brewer does stay with that 1:23.811. So as qualifying wraps up, a driver doing what they can here to try to get everything dialed back in. Brewer struggling here. Here's Brandy McCaney. Jamie MacArthur in that number 75. Well, we'll have to see how Spillman does there. As he didn't qualify, so he's starting towards the back. Looks to be about 17 drivers here tonight. Great run here so far. Thought time ran out on this. There it finally goes. I thought time ran out on it. At this time, let's go ahead and pay tribute to our flag.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
All right, warm-up's currently going on. About a minute and a half, and then we'll be green flag racing. We see here Austin Smith off track. A little off track there for Spillman. Cody Bruder sliding it down once again against the outside wall of the track. Some of these drivers are struggling here tonight trying to keep these cars on the speedway. And I'm noticing we don't have this on again. Give it a moment here, see if we can get it back up and running for the timing. Sorry that wasn't up during the qualifying. It should have been. I just happened to look at my screen and see that it wasn't up. So sorry about that as we get through here through the warm-ups. Warm-ups now complete. Starting grid is going to be Mark Nelson out front, Travis Roberto there in second, Austin Hahn in third, Chase Matsko rolling out there in fourth, with Brad Garlett there in fifth, Randy McCaney rolling up in sixth, Ignacio Arroyo there in seventh with Jamie MacArthur in eighth. Graham Connolly rolls off tonight in ninth with Bobby Pat Watts in 10th. Robert Milbrath in 11th with Dylan Jacobs rolling off tonight in 12th. In 13th, that's going to be Cody Brewer with J.R. Davis starting in 14th. Austin Smith rolls off in 15th with Joseph Spillman there in 16th. 17th, Michael Leminsk. That is your starting grid here tonight. 17 drivers up here on the grid. Great turnout of GT3 drivers here tonight. And not one of them in the Ford. Start lights are there, ready to go. You see them there on the left side of your screen. Lights go on. We are green flag. Grart Nelson down the front straightaway with Travis Roberto there in second. Chase Matsko there in third. Austin Hahn there now in fourth. Now up to third. As everybody side by side coming down here through corner number one. Now as we get our everything back up here so we can see where everybody is. Rolling down through the S's now. Everybody, what a job here so far as Nelson's trying to chase down the leader of Travis Roberto. Up through the S's they all go. Tight field so far. Everybody, all nice and tight as they roll down through the S's, heading down here to the first 90-degree right-hand corner. And coming around here, kind of this block section of the racetrack. Before heading on to that long straightaway. Not so straight straightaway, I should say. There are a couple slight bends to it. Nothing that they'll lose speed over. We're looking there at the 10 of Brad Garlett as he works down there through the back, down here into the next corner, which is a 90-degree left-hand corner, followed by a 90-degree right corner. That's corner 11 and 12. I believe. Yeah, we're seeing there Jamie MacArthur rolling down through off of the S's, rolling up through at that number 75. We got 50 minutes to race length tonight, not instead of 45. Oh, boy, MacArthur really had to save it there as he's got Ignacio right there behind him in that number 20. As they roll on down here, heading towards the next turn, that blocked corner. Head on down through into this right-hand corner, down into the next right-hand corner, trying to figure out what corners they are. Dylan Jacobs off track. Trying to get back on track, getting up to speed once again in that number 88. And you see Ignacio still trying to chase down MacArthur. They roll on down through, off of the corner. Corner 10, down through 11. The 88 not quite getting that turn enough, so he's off track once again. Rolling on down through here. Spillman, he's not too far back, but he is towards the back of the track. Now he heads on down here into corner number 1. Kind of a snake of numbers rolling up through this side of the racetrack. As skate on down through. Around the corner, down here through corner number something. That's 6 and 7 from what I can gather. So yeah, there's 8. So that's 6 and 7 down there. I'm starting to get the hang of what numbers are what. 9, and then down here in the 10. We see there the 9 of Randy McCaney as he's working there in the middle of those drivers. Lucid graphics on the side of that machine. They fly down here into corner number 10 and 11. And you've seen that number 1 of Cody Brewer rolling down through. Right in front of them, though, I'm sorry, no, I'm looking at the wrong piece of the racetrack. In front of them, it's the 66. They come up here through the S's. Heading up here into turn 5, which is a left-hand turn. Right here. Whoa, hang on to it. A little bit of hop. MacArthur back there, he does finally give that spot away to Ignacio. They roll through 6 and 7. Down here in the 9. Or, I'm sorry, 8 and 9. Quarter number 10. I should say 10A and then 10B. The way they have it labeled here on my sheet. I don't know if that's correct or not. They come through 11 down into 12, which is the final corner, before heading across the stripe. Dylan Jacobs back here a little ways. Just trying to keep it on track. Struggling in certain areas of the racetrack. Cody Brewer also struggling some as he's back here in 13th. Working his way down here in the corner number 1. Jay Davis, he's sitting in 12th right now, right behind Milbrath. Bobby Watts sitting there in 10th. So your grid right now, as they come out of turn number 7 down here into 8, is Travis Roberto out there in front. Mark Nelson sitting there in 2nd. Chase Matsko 3rd. With Austin Hahn there in 4th. Brad Garlett there in 5th. Randy McCaney back here in 6th with Ignacio Arroyo there in 7th. Jamie MacArthur back here in 8th. Graham Connolly in 9th. Bobby Watts back here in 10th. Robert Milbrath in 11th. J.R. Davis back here in 12th with Cody Brewer in 13th. Michael Laments back here in 14th. Joseph Spillman 15th. Austin Smith 16th. And Dylan Jacobs still trying to work his way through the track in 17th position. Just come off of 8 up here heading towards 9. Dylan Jacobs off track once again. He's racking them up here tonight. And I'm not sure if we can dig off tracks or not. Oh, we can. Take a look at this number. There's your off tracks. That 1X, 2X, 5X, and 7X. Those are your off tracks. So, Jacobs really struggling to keep that car on the speedway here tonight. They roll down here through the corner, down in there. That is Chase Matsko there in third. There you see him fourth, Austin Hunt, as they work down through corner number 9. Down here into 10. Cody Brewer crashed. Take a quick look at it here. Cody Brewer coming down here into the corner. Misjudges something. Gets on the curb, comes down in here, misjudges that turn, and spins it right around. We saw him struggle quite a bit in qualifying, warm-ups, and practice. Now you see Randy McCaney there, 6th, trying to work on through. There you see Robert Bilbrath, he's in 11th. Dylan Jacobs now crashed. He spins it around in one of the corners. That's coming out of corner number 10, and he spins it around. Some of these drivers struggling. There was another one that dug up some dirt. That was the 45 of Robert Bilbrath, right in front of the 37 of Bobby Watts. Bobby Watts now going to the inside of the corner, coming up here. I figure out we're out on the speedway. All right, come on down through there, the 88. Off track, Austin Smith, off track. Dylan Jacobs spinning it there once again, having issues. Getting it rolling as the leaders are coming up to him. There you see in that Audi. I believe it's an Audi. Could be wrong. As Travis Roberto's out there in front with that Porsche. Mark Nelson also has a Porsche here in second. Chase Matsko rolling that McLaren. Austin Hunt in a Corvette. Robert Bilbrath, Michael Laments, both have Porsches tonight. They roll down here through the S's. You see Michael Laments coming up there. Right behind him, that's Cody Brewer. Can't really miss that car here tonight. That's another one that I really like the paint job on, that number 15 of Austin Hunt. Ignacio also sporting a new updated wrap tonight. He's up here in 7th. Dylan Jacobs off track again. Now he's in the pits. He really crashed it this time. See what he did here. Loops it around into the grass, all the way around. And he'll tow it back. Trying to keep the action alive here. Cody Brewer now crashed once again. And see him come up here through the S's. Working on through, catches the curb, and skates it on around. Thank you all for tuning in here to Flicker Farm TV on the pole here tonight. From Road Atlanta, everybody comes up here through the S's out of turn number 1. There you see Chase Matsko in at 66. The one of Cody Brewer off track, mowing some more grass there in that Barbie Corvette. Travis Roberto out there in front, having a great race so far. Now we got there Mark Nelson, as he's also having a great race there in second. Chase Matsko there third. Austin Hunn back here in fourth. Brad Garlett back here fifth. Ignacio in sixth. Jamie MacArthur in seventh, trying to chase down Ignacio, as Ignacio did get around Jamie there a little while ago. And Jay Davis back here in eighth. More drivers really coming to life here. Connolly off track. McCaney came back on track after going off. And McCaney jumped to pits. And you see another one there off track. That's the 45 of Robert Milbrath. And there we're back here with Cody Brewer once again as he's rolling up there on the Spillman. Spillman just trying to keep it safe, keep it on the track. And he's got a tough driver there behind him with Cody Brewer coming up here, working on him. There you see Austin Smith there in the mix as well. And they just try to navigate through the race course at this moment in time. We've got a couple there on pit road here at 14 minutes of the 50 to complete here tonight. On here in clear number 10 they go. Trying to see where our other battles might be at on the racetrack. Looks like the 207 and the 75 are still pretty close, neck and neck here. That's Ignacio and Jamie MacArthur. They're coming down through that backstretch. Through turn 9, down here into turn number 10. Roll on through here. Travis Alberto, Al Pratt, Mark Nelson there second. Chase Matsko doing what he can there in third. Austin Hunn rolling his way up through. Brad Garlett sitting here in fifth. What a great night for some of these drivers. They roll on down through here. There you're looking at Austin Smith. Now you're back up here with Ignacio. He's got that MacArthur machine right there behind him. Cody Brewer, once again, crashing it here in the grass, looping it around. I look to be out of corner number 11 as he works down through 12 across down the stripe. And there comes the leaders right behind him, so he's got to be careful. And that blue and yellow flag could be coming out to tell him to move over. Make way for the slower traffic. They head on down through here. Bobby Watts has an issue where he crashed. There you see it as he comes around there. Loops it around. Drivers really doing what they can here tonight. Rolling on down through. Off the corner now here towards the turn. Number 12, turn number 11. Or no, he's up here at 6 and 7, sorry. Lost track of which part of the racetrack we're on, which car I was watching. Joseph Spielman brings it around. That or it's showing he's crashed because he stopped, which very well could be. Waiting on his chance to come out. Yeah, that's all that was, but just him getting to a stop. On down through here. You got Mark Nelson here in second. There's Ignacio there in the 207 coming on down through there. MacArthur got around him once again and pulled away this time. Everybody worked down around the racetrack in their section. There you see the 15 of Austin Hunt as he's there working on up through the S's. Got the 10 there of Scarlett. Trying to chase him down. There we are, up through the S's, down that backstretch goes the 777 of Travis Alberto. Trying to keep an eye on the events here tonight as they keep going around here. We got to 45 there, and as Robert Milbrath goes up through the S's himself. Coming up behind him, that's Graham Connolly in that black number 71. He tries to get a feel for this track here tonight, running that road Atlanta. As Graham Connolly's out of Melbourne, Australia. There you see Travis Alberto out front. Mark Nelson trying to chase him down. Brad Garlett out here in fifth. Not really seeing anything crazy going on as we're back here with Robert Milbrath once again back here in ninth. Graham Connolly right there behind him. And that number 71. Working on down here off of the corner. Spillman a lap down in 13th position right now. He's up 3 positions from where he started. Cody Brewer struggling. He's down 1 position. Randy McCaney, he really struggled tonight as he's down 10 positions from where he started. And he's currently out. Brewer's out, showing as out. Smith showing as out, along with Dylan Jacobs. Hopefully they don't get discouraged as they can put more practice in and join us next week. Down through the S's comes Austin Hunt. You see him there. I kind of like the way that rainbow is on that machine. And down here in the corner number 6. Pretty tight racing up front here between Roberto, Nelson, Matsko, Hunt, and Garlett. Other drivers struggling a little bit, like the 45 and 71 of Robert Milbrath and Graham Connolly. Bobby Watts ended up off track again in that 37 machine. He now comes up there through the S's. Working on through here. You got Michael Leminsk back here in 12th. Doing what he can. Well, up through there, you see Ignacio in that 207. And you see them all working along through the track. All right, down through here, off the corners they go. What a night here so far. Great race as we see it, as we got some coming down in the pit road. There comes the 45. Robert Milbrath, Graham Connolly down here in the pit road as well. Davis back here in 8th. Rolling on through. As you see them coming there on the pit road, that's the 45 of Milbrath and Graham Connolly. Now we're back out on track as Austin Hunt comes down through. There's also Garlett. Mark Nelson entered the pits. So Mark Nelson on his way in the pit road. Bobby Watts in the pit road. Travis Roberto's still out there. Chase Matsko is still out there in 2nd. Austin Hunt's there in 3rd. Brad Garlett sitting back there in 4th. Milbrath, and that number 45, sitting back here in about 11th position right now. Drivers are starting to close in on one another once again. You got that 777 there of Travis Roberto, gaining on the 8 of Michael Leminsk. Robert Milbrath is lapped down to the leaders. I guess I should put this back to this so we know where they're at on the racetrack. And see Mark Nelson getting close to... He's having a hard time here tonight. That 86. Well, he just pitted. That's why he's back where he is. We got to kind of wait to see with Mark Nelson where he could end up here, as he's currently in 8th, right behind Spillman. Spillman looks like he's going to give way there to Nelson. Let Nelson try to get on back up through. That 777 there of Travis Roberto is in the pits. Chase Matsko decided to take another lap. Austin Hunt in, Brad Garlett's in, and Jamie MacArthur's in. Ignacio coming around, that 317 struggling there off track there in the corner as he's coming down there into the pits. 317, that's Davis. So 207 of Ignacio out there in 2nd. Pit stops completed. There you go. There's how is what. Everybody has a stop except for Chase and Ignacio, as they have not pitted yet. All right, down here into the next corner. There you see Austin Hunt in front of Spillman now. Mark Nelson in the pits. Got Bobby Watts also. Well, no, Mark Nelson's in. I'm not sure exactly what happened to Nelson. Nelson jumped to the pits. Unsure what happened here. We'll see if we can take a look at it. Man, that sucks. He lost his steering in that one. He tried to go, but cannot. Tough break there. That's why he had to tow it back. Work on down through here, off the corner. There you're looking at Milbrath. And now up here, oh boy, what a race going on here is Austin Hunt around Michael Lemensk. Austin Hunt's trying to stay with Chase Matsko. And again, we're looking here as they are racing. See here, did he come in yet? Looks like he did. Everybody's made at least one stop. So Chase Matsko currently hanging on to second. And they roll down here through the start, or through the corner. There you're seeing Brad Garlett. He gets around that lap machine of Michael Lemensk. Working down through corner 6 and 7. Now you're looking there at Matsko as Matsko comes down that back straightaway through 8, down here through 9. 20 minutes of racing to go. Ignacio was having issues there. He went off track a couple of times. Bobby Watts back off track again. And see Matsko as he comes up through there. Austin Hunt following right there behind. Hunt having a little bit of connection issue there. Chase Matsko rolling up there through in turn 2. Or sorry, not turn 2. He's in position 2. Brad Garlett back here in 4th. Now we see Brewer, Smith, McCaney, and Jacobs all out of this race. Lap time being about 1:20. And you're looking at MacArthur there. And at number 75. He's sitting in 5th right now. There's Chase Matsko, currently sitting in 2nd. He rolls down here off of the corners. What a great night of racing here with the GT3s, brought to you by the Regal Wrapz and Designs. Also, from Freedom Motorsports Alliance Racing League here tonight, the GT3 Road Series. Glad to see us get more and more drivers here, as that just making, just adding more excitement here as these drivers get better and better. This is more of a learning league, so if you're looking to get into road racing and are kind of nervous about doing so, come join us here at FMA. These drivers would be more than happy. I know there's a few of them that would be more than willing to kind of help coach you through it, to try to help you understand where your break point might be. Everything's, driver specific kind of. So, they can give you some tips, but they can't give you the whole holy grail, as it would be, being that every driver is a little different. Every driver's style is just a slight different. And see Matsko rolling here through the corners. I know I'm slow on road courses, but I just enjoy them. They are fun. They are a fun time, especially when you're with a group of guys that really enjoy it as well. They roll on down through here into the next corner. You got the 86 there. Nelson back out on track. Still, no, he's not. He's a lap down to Roberto. Not yet a lap down to Matsko, but soon to be, from what I'm looking at. Bobby Watts, again, having issues trying to keep it on track. Back here in 12th. Working on down through here, off the corner, down off, here through the S's. Watching that number 12 work on through. Right on down through Bobby Watts. There you're looking at Travis Roberto as he's gaining on that machine in front of him. Put him a lap down. That's Jay Davis. And at 3:17. Down here off the corner. There you go, off of 6 and into 7. Rolling on down through in the corner number 8 and 9. Here you're looking at the leader. He's out front of Chase Matsko. Matsko out front of Austin Hunt. And they work on down through, off the corner, up here, across the stripe. Goes the 777 of Travis Roberto. Having one heck of a run here tonight. Under 15 minutes to go. As we head on down through into the next quarter. You see Matsko there trying to get up there to the 86 of Nelson to try to get around him, put another car in between him and Austin Hunt. Nelson was running good until he had that mishap. Drop him back there. 12 minutes to go here in this GT3 race. As we said, brought to you by the Regal Wrapz and Designs, along with the FMA Freedom Motorsports Alliance Racing League. And everybody's curious, we do have some other racing that we try to put on as well. We have another league kind of in the works, in the wing almost. We are trying to get acknowledgement for it if you're into Legends cars at all. We're trying to get an extreme kind of league started where we run on all 4 styles of racetracks: road, asphalt, asphalt oval, dirt road, and dirt oval. We can hit every one of those, and the cars handle great on them. And as long as you're steady on the wheel and steady on the throttle, should be a great time to come out and enjoy some great racing action in the 34 Legend Coupes. And then later on that same night, this is on Friday night at 8 p.m. Later on that night is the Pro Trucks at 10 p.m. Eastern. Both are Eastern times. But tonight we're running the FMA, Freedom Motorsports Alliance, GT3 series. And then again, we'll have the FMA, Freedom Motorsport Alliance, running the Cups, the Next Gen Cup series, following the actual Cup races here on Wednesday nights. Working down through off of the corner they go. Down here through off of turn number 11 as we're looking there at Chase Masco, working through turn 1. Right there on the heels of Nelson. He has really got that McLaren really chasing down here tonight. At 207 back there of Ignacio. He's got the 8 there. Michael Laments there right behind him. There's Jay Davis. Lap down to Travis. Graham Connolly also lap down as they battle it out here, as it looks like Davis is going to go and try to make that pass coming down here into corner number 8 and 9. Down here in the 10. Marking on down through. Chase Matsko here in second. Austin Hahn in third. Roll on down through here off of the corner. You can see here, he's coming down there off corner number 11, now through 12. What a great night here for them. You can see Brad Garlett back there in fourth. J.B. MacArthur back here in fifth. Ignacio in sixth. Robert Milbrath back here in seventh. Jay Davis at eighth. Everybody works on down through here. Under 10 minutes to go. Under 9 minutes to go, rather. We'll watch what can be exciting here on the racetrack. Working down here off the last corner across the straightaway. Working on down here off the corner, down here through. You see Chase Matsko working up here towards corner number 6. Austin Hund is showing out. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to Hund. We know he was having issues with connection, so I wonder if that's kind of what got him. We'll see here. Yeah, I'm going to guess that there was probably a little bit of connection issue there for Austin. I dropped him back. Hunt is currently lapped down, at least one, and showing as out. And slowly dropping his way back through the field. So unfortunate there for Austin Hunt, having a great night, and then his internet kicks out. And we see Chase Matsko there in second, just rolling there behind the likes. Well, if Austin Hunt is out and Spillman is still running, there's still that possibility of Spillman ending up getting up there another position. He'd be in 12th then. Keep an eye on the track, see if that 15 comes back, but I'm going to highly doubt it. Chase Matsko there in second. Jamie MacArthur there in fourth. There's Brad Garlett, who's sitting in third. Laments off track. And he came there off of the corner. Corner number 7 down here in the 8. Now up here in the 9. Graham Connolly back here in 9th. Trying to work his way up forward. Roberto and Chase Matsko up here toward the front. Brad Garlett back here in 3rd. Jamie MacArthur in 4th. Everybody's rolling down that back straightaway, what it looks to be anyway. That back stretch. Or what I'm going to call the back stretch. Brad Garlett working his way down there through 8 and up here into 9. 50 there, Spillman kind of slowing up, letting the faster cars around. Spillman 4 laps down now. Hunt 2 laps down and showing as out. And it looks like we only have 5 drivers on the lead lap by looking at our scoreboard there. Roberto, Matsko, Garlett, MacArthur, and Arroyo all on the lead lap. So Ignacio really putting it down there in that 207 tonight. Working on down here off the corner. Berto out front, doing a great job here tonight. Chase Matsko there in 2nd. Brad Garlett back in 3rd. Now we're trying to see where battles could be going on. You got the 45 and the 317 running together here. It looks like Milbrath is trying to hang on to that 6th spot as Davis is there waiting to pounce. Work up through the S's. Got a little bit of breathing room there, but here he comes again. As they come up, exiting the S's, up here into corner number 6. Rolling back into 7. You got the leaders coming up there behind them. I guess not all the leaders, but you got Chase Matsko coming up there behind them. Trying to see who, that's the 86 there, Mark Nelson. As Nelson's trying to stay up as close as he can there in front of Chase. And work down here off the corner. See here as he comes across the line. See here with Chase Matsko. I'm wondering if we're getting white flag this lap. Trying to see the flagman. And yeah, he looks like it is white flag lap. Last lap around. Road Atlanta here tonight. Now everybody comes down here through off of the corner. Up here through. That's S's. That 777's gaining on the 207 of Ignacio. Ignacio lets the leader around. So now we only have 4 on the lead lap to complete here tonight. As Ignacio goes the lap down. What a night here by Travis. Chase Matsko trying to just stay on the track. Rolling here behind some of the slower traffic cars. As you see there, the 45 of Milbrath and the 86 of Nelson. Both in front of him. He doesn't have to worry too much as the next car back is Brad Garlett. I work down that back straightaway. The 777 of Travis Roberto comes across. Here comes Chase Matsko. He's coming across there with some of the lap traffic in front of him. The 45 there of Milbrath ends up skating it across. Brad Garlett finishes tonight coming home in third. Coming here out of turn 12 right now, heading across the stripe. Great run there by that driver. Jamie McArthur comes across in fourth. Jay Davis there in fifth. Just waiting on certain drivers to finish. It looks like we're waiting on McArthur to finish. Now Leminsk. He's coming down that back stretch up through 8. We're waiting on this driver to finish around the speedway. As he's got the leader, Travis Roberto, not too far behind him. There we go. Now we should be able to get our race results in. Your race results here tonight. Travis Roberto taking the win. Chase Matsko there second. Brad Garlett finishes tonight in third. Jamie McArthur fourth. J.R. Davis finishes tonight in fifth. Ignacio Arroyo finishes tonight in sixth. Mark Nelson there in seventh. Roberto Milbrath and eighth. Graham Connolly finishes tonight in ninth. Michael Leminsk finishes tonight in 10th. Bobby Watts 11th. Joseph Spillman there in 12th. Austin Hunt 13th. Austin Smith 14th. Cody Brewer 15th. Randy McCaney there in 16th. And Dylan Jacobs rounding out tonight in 17th. Alrighty, let's see if we can get with our podium finishers here. We need to get with Brad Garlett. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Good evening, Brad. How's it going?
Going well. About yourself?
Oh, I'm not doing too bad. Am I saying your last name correctly? Garlett?
Garlett, close enough. You did much better than a lot of people do.
Well, to me, it looks like Charlotte Motor Speedway, kind of. Just instead of a CH, it's got a G. So that's kind of where I got the thought Garlett. But I didn't know if that was correct or if it was supposed to be Garlow. I wasn't sure.
It's all good. 42 years of people struggling with my last name, so I don't take offense to any of it.
Well, that's why I always like, whenever I get a chance to ask the driver, I just try to make sure that I'm getting it close enough so that they're not, upset at the broadcast.
No, it's all good.
So, but you had a decent run out there. I know you were running pretty decently had trouble running down Austin Hahn, but I think Hahn had connection issue.
Yeah, he was gaining a little bit on me lap by lap. I'd pick up a bit and he'd take it away.
Kind of take us through how'd that McLaren feel for you tonight?
I love that car on that track. I've tried a few others and they try and kill me, but that one seems to be the easiest to tame.
Well, you did a great job getting in the third tonight, being in position. I know it sucks whenever somebody loses connection, but I mean, somebody's bad luck is somebody's good luck. You know, it rolls around sometimes like that.
That's right.
So, you got sponsors or shout outs you want to give for getting into third place here tonight?
Man, my buddy Blizzard Extreme, he's the one that does those paints. That's about it.
Alrighty, well, congrats on getting third tonight, and hopefully you're enjoying the GT3 series enough to come back again, and
yeah,
it's always fun.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, you have yourself a great night there, Brad, and hopefully we'll see you next week as we take on another GT3 class.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that was there, and that was Brad Garlett. Now we're getting with Chase Matsko, our second place finisher. Good evening, Chase. How's it going?
Oh, hi. Sorry. Good. How about you?
Catch you off guard, did I?
A little bit.
Well, it can happen. Well, what a great run for that McLaren of yours tonight. I noticed the Ford's kind of faded out there for now.
Yeah. There was an Audi out there for the first time this season, so that was cool. But people are switching it up, which is cool. You know, I want people to drive what they're comfortable with.
Well,
but
and
you
I'm
gotta
not
put a weight penalty on those Porsches, though.
I'm not, a road racer, but so maybe you could kind of help me out to understand a little bit. Because I hear drivers say that one car is good at one track and another car is good at another track.
Yeah, it's true. It depends on the track. Because when I won in Watkins Glen, the Porsche was really struggling in those last two corners, and I was way faster than the McLaren. And the Porsche was really good at the low-speed corners. So there's a couple of those in here which helped Travis and Mark when before he wrecked. Like they were killing me out of the corners for sure.
Yeah, I know Mark had some difficulty here tonight, and Austin Honda also was chasing you down, it seemed like a little bit. But he was driving a Corvette out there. He was making that thing work.
Oh, yeah. And he had some connection issues with iRacing crash or something, so.
But congrats on getting second place there, Chase. I know it's always a struggle to try to find a way to get into the podium here on Monday nights to get with these GT3s. You just never know how the night's going to play out.
Oh, yeah. Because last week, I wrecked twice at Roeville and back on podium this week, so try to keep it that way, try to be consistent. Try to get the championship win. I think I got the lead now since Mark wrecked, so.
Well, we'll have to check into that when the points get updated here in just a few moments.
Yeah.
So, but congrats on second place. Are there sponsors or shout-outs you want to give for getting that second place podium here tonight?
No, not much. Just just myself really, and you guys obviously everybody setting this up. So
I know I can't do it without the admin team that I got behind me. So I mean I appreciate everything you do for Monday nights.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, this is my baby. I enjoy it. So.
Yeah, I haven't quite got my thought process of racing going yet. I'm still struggling, but maybe someday.
Oh, yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Great job tonight, and hopefully you enjoy the second place finish here tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was a good time.
All right, that was Chase Matsko. Now, Travis was still here. Doesn't look like Travis is here. So we're going to go and try to catch him at another date here. And everybody have a great night here. Thank you all for tuning in to Flieger Farm TV on the pole here tonight. as we went around Road Atlanta. Thank you all for watching.